So when it comes to the good side of Brothers, you have a great cast giving some of their best performances. You have, I think, a good melodramatic story about a family being affected by someone going to war. Which, like I said at the beginning of the first video, it kind of reminds me of the Deer Hunter. It hits a lot of the same beats. So if you have seen the Deer Hunter and heard the little synopsis that I gave the first half of this video, you have kind of an idea to what to expect, except modernized, shorter, not quite as good. We'll get to that. So you have great cast, you know, pretty good story. You have this cool natural tension in the story that a lot of families could recognize. Where you have, in one of the opening scenes at the dinner table, you have a brother who just got out of jail that the father looks down on, and you have the other brother who's being sent off to Afghanistan to possibly die, who the father glorifies. He looks, he's his hero, and so it's a sympathetic situation and a tense situation. Some of the most tense dinner table scenes in this, like especially near the end. Oh my God, is there a dinner table scene that just made put my stomach in knots? Like I'll give Tobey Maguire some credit. There's scenes in this where he really had my stomach in knots, and I was just like, oh, what is he doing? What's he gonna do? This guy has lost it. But then you have some of the really just two bad things to me. And thank God I didn't forget regarding the cast. I don't know what Jim Sheridan did, or if it's just the girls he chose, but the girls he chose as the daughters, the little kids in the movie, Natalie Portman's and Tobey Maguire's daughters are just phenomenal. I haven't seen kid actors this good in a long time. There's, oh man, one scene, one line from this girl that just broke my heart. But like, it's not that they're precocious or anything. It's just she seems like a smart little girl. This one girl, and she's a she's a good actor. I definitely you'll see more of the girls in this movie, the little girls. But anyways, enough about the cast and the good. And let's get to the bad. Let's get to the fun stuff, right? Actually, I'm gonna save this. But let's get to the fun stuff. The music, dear God, the score is fine. It's by maybe it's here on the box. Thomas Newman, who I think has done. He's either the guy that did American Beauty or Shawshank. He's done a bunch of scores. He's one of those top score guys. So the score is fine. It's nothing great. It's just like ding 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 ding. Just a little guitar solo, pretty much. Ding 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 ding. The score is fine, I guess, but the music. They chose some music for the soundtrack that would have sounded dated 10 years ago. Probably would have sounded dated 15 years ago. It was just this bland crap. Oh my God. Like if you want a perfect example of what I'm talking about, watch the scene when Tobey Maguire first gets into Afghanistan when he's flying over. Oh my God, what the hell is that song? Would you think any Marines would ever listen to that song? So it brought me out of it a little bit. And I don't think people always give credit to how important music is in a movie. I rewatched Up in the Air the other night or last night with my dad and my stepmom, and first of all, the movie holds up. On a side note, the movie is almost better a second time. That's a great movie. And part of what makes that movie great is a really good soundtrack. Brothers, opposite. Terrible soundtrack. And the other problem I had with the movie, I kept getting into it more and more. And then the ending just kind of, it's too abrupt. It's too small. It goes too small of a scope for the story. And it makes me feel like I got kind of jerked around and taken on this roller coaster ride for no reason. I mean, my biggest problem, really, though, with the ending is it's just the solution to everything is just way, way, way too simple. And nothing is really resolved I don't mind an ending that leaves you hanging a little bit or makes you have to fill in the blank or whatever. But this movie tries to be a complete story. It's just a weak ending. Let's be honest, weak ending. So this is already stretched onto two videos. Bottom line, Brothers, great performances, beautiful cinematography, engaging story. Engaging story. It gets its hooks into you, and I think you want to call it melodrama. Yes, it is, but there are moments of melodrama in life, and this is the kind of situation that does happen in life, and it's handled well. I think it's not a bad melodrama. It handles things in a mature, something realistic way for the most part. Believable, definitely, but it's just a little, you know, for most people, the music is going to be a really small thing in it. I guess it is, but it feels so tacky on a movie with such beautiful production values and cinematography. You have this cheesy ass music on it. Come on. And the ending, like I said, left me wanting more, not in a good way. I felt unfulfilled by the ending. And that's the bottom line on Brothers. I'd give it 3.5 stars out of 5. Worth seeing, yes. Will keep you entertained throughout, pretty much. Will opinions vary on it? Yes, opinions will vary. And will most people think that the ending kind of sucked? I think so. So thanks for watching. I got some coming up. Movies I got coming up. I have Crazy Heart with Jeff Bridges. Love Jeff Bridges. Skeptical of it. And you got Precious. We'll talk about that too.